So a conversation on this topic, of course, isn't complete without perhaps a deep dive into the notion of inclusion. And being responsible for inclusion at Deloitte, I can't help but think about how does all this diversity on boards come to life through the notion of inclusion. And inclusion is really how we lead and leverage diversity. Diversity is the representation of people with different backgrounds, but inclusion is really about how we bring the diversity together and have a better outcome, a better result, a better engagement of the people who have diversity and who are eager to come together and share their own unique background. And so in Deloitte, when we study the word inclusion in our own environment, we realize that it's about leadership. And so when you dig into being an inclusive leader, you start using words like vulnerable, curious, flexible, and these are not your traditional words necessarily associated with leadership, but they are putting leaders in a new light to say, have you really followed your curiosity, asked vulnerable questions, found out more about the backgrounds of people? The notion of bringing in people who may not have fit the culture in the past, but maybe could bring something to enhance the culture. So when we think of leadership and inclusive leadership in the context of this discussion on boards, I guess we end up moving very quickly to the board chair and asking, is the board chair an inclusive leader and therefore truly leveraging the diversity on the board? Because if we don't do that, I guess the fear I would have is that we win the battle, but we lose the war. We have this great diversity, and yet we don't take it to the next level, which is truly diversity of thought. And diversity of thought is the thing that saves us from disruption, saves us from groupthink, saves us from many things that have taken down great companies.